heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. So survival mode is finally here. So today we are going to take a look at the survival mode vendor. So let's get this party started. So as you log in, you should get a data chip cache. The first time you get close to the survival mode vendor, you will get the data chip cache. And you have to be combat rating 350 in order to be able to get the data chip cache. And each of your characters will get the data chip cache, but again, you have to be combat rating 350, and you get the data chip cache when you get close to the survival mode vendor. So let us open the data chip cache. So here we are getting 10 data chips. So let's go to the first tab, consumables. So there's a few consumables you can purchase to help you try to maybe get through survival mode. And here we have the style rewards. Let us start with the dimensional material. I already made a video about it, but in case you didn't see my previous video, the dimensional material is exactly the same as the bleed material. The bleed material is a gift we got way back when for one of the anniversary event, and you can also even purchase it from the anniversary vendor. So unless you really don't want to wait for next January to purchase it from the anniversary event vendor, you could decide to buy it from the survival mode vendor. But if you're willing to wait at least a little bit, then I would wait to purchase it from the anniversary event vendor. So you decide. If you have a whole bunch of data chips and don't know what to do with those data chips, yeah, you could purchase the material. The material costs 200 data chips. So you decide, either you spend the material for 200 data chips, or you wait for the anniversary event to purchase the bleed material. You decide. And for the bleed material or the dimensional material, you can actually change the color of the material. And some of you guys asked if it could be used to replace the void material. Not really. You can get a nice black out of it, but you cannot really replace the void material using it. And next we have the 6-dimensional aura. So here you can see what the aura looks like. It's a nice enough aura. And the only way to get it is to either purchase it from the survival mode vendor, or you could buy it from the broker. But you can see the price went down already to 60 million. And I have to give my usual broker warning, prices on the broker changes all the time. These are the prices on the broker right now. Tomorrow, next week, next month, like later tonight, the prices could be different. And next we have the 6-dimensional ombre hairstyle. And we have the version with the beard. If you're wearing a mask like the Vesture of Proselyte mask, as you can see, you do not see the beard. So there are certain masks that might prevent the beard from showing through, and there is also a female version of the style. And here you can see the style with the beard. Obviously, people try to make a bit of cash. You can see it starts at 500 million, and goes down to 130 million. The same for the ombre version. I'm a bit surprised, not a lot of ombre version here. And somehow we don't see the female version. Obviously, there's a lot less female players that actually play this universe online, and there's probably even less female players that have a Superman type character. So here we can see the 6-dimension Kryptonian ombre hairstyle. So it is pretty much the final piece we needed to recreate our friend Superman. So we needed the Superman hairstyle with the Heskirl, and now here we are. And it works even to create our friend the Kingdom Come Superman. Although the side of the hairstyle is still pretty dark, so even if you put it white, it's not exactly white. Let's take a look. So obviously if we change the color of the hairstyle, it does change the colors of the hairstyle, but on the top of the head of the character. And the sides of the head is linked to the first color of the color palette. And even then, as you saw, there is a bit of a tint in the side of the hairstyles. So even if you put the hairstyle completely white, it's not exactly white. And also a weird funky effect, if you apply material to the hairstyle, it actually gives it a beard. So I guess you could decide to trick the game a little bit. You could decide to simply purchase the hairstyle, and if you want to have the beard, you can decide to equip a material. So the black roll chroma probably would do the trick. But I assume they are going to fix it at some point. So short term, you could use it to have the hairstyle and the hairstyle with the beard if you apply material. But once it gets fixed, you'll have no choice. Eventually, you will have to purchase the version with the beard. You decide. And speaking of the beard, we have the 6-dimensional Kryptonian hairstyle with the beard. We had a comic way back when called Superman and Lois or something. And this is pretty much how our friend Superman looked in that comic. Not sure why they've been trying to give Superman a beard for some time. They tried in that comic, and they tried in the movies. So if you change the color of the hair, it does change the color of the hair. But for the beard, it is linked to the first color on your color palette. Probably a bit better like this. So for the beard, it is linked to the first color on your color palette. They've also been trying to give him a black costume for quite a while. Like already way back when. Way back when they made Justice League Beyond or Superman Beyond, they were trying to give him a black costume. And here this hairstyle works well for a Superman Beyond character. But even way before that, this is pretty much around the time of the death of Superman. Right after the death of Superman, they gave Superman not only a mullet, but they tried to give him a black costume, a black and silver costume. And ever since, they've been trying to give Superman a black costume for some reason. But now we finally have something that was highly requested, the Superman hairstyle. And sadly, we cannot purchase the styles using roleplay badges. So you can see for the aura, we cannot purchase it using roleplay badges. So you will have to purchase it for every characters you want to use it with. And the same for the hairstyle. And let's go to a different character. So here you can see what the female version of the hairstyle looks like. It's pretty much the same hairstyle, but unlike the ombre style, it is only one color. So for the hairstyle, sadly, you cannot purchase them using roleplay badges. So this pretty much covers the rewards for this year, but let's take a quick look at the other rewards from the previous years. So we have the power of the source. You don't seem to be able to change the colors of the style. And next we have the holographic material. It could be a good option to create a Green Lantern type character, I suppose. The holographic aura. You may have seen it before, you may even have seen it on the broker, so now you know where it comes from. And next we have the chromatic ember material. There is an ember material that you can get as random drops during survival mode, and you can also purchase it from the broker. The distinction between the ember material and the chromatic ember is that you can actually customize the colors of the chromatic ember. So for the chromatic ember, you have to buy it from the survival mode vendor, as opposed to the ember material that drops during survival mode. And again, you can purchase the ember material from the broker. Oh, we have the evil Hankensha here. Don't see him very often. There's also the Zeus Source Chroma Pack. That's a pretty funky material. I made a video about most of those rewards, so if you search my videos, you should be able to see a video about it. Oh noes! We have the evil Homelander. There's also the hologram Chroma Pack. So here we have hologram Chroma 1, hologram Chroma 2, and hologram Chroma 3. There is one of the color channel that you can actually change. So only one color channel can be changed. And last but not least, the holographic eyes. So here you can see what the eyes look like. And of course, you can decide to get the whole set, the holographic eyes, the aura, and the material. You decide. So this pretty much covers the styles tab. Then there is a trinkets tab. There's two boxes. There's one that's a companion that you can get for your lair, and the other one is a pet that you can bring you through in battle. I have to admit, I did not purchase either of those just yet. I might try to do that a bit later this weekend, and I'll try to show them to you. I'm still wondering if I should buy them or not. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. And the last tab is the base items. For some reason this year they decided to give us a whole bunch of loading screens. You probably saw those loading screens thousands of times. And there seems to be a large version for your League Hall and a smaller version for your lair. I'm not going to look at all of those today. I'll try to make a video about those base items when I get the chance. So you can see there is a whole bunch of loading screens. Those that cost 14 data chips are those from this year. The ones that cost 7 data chips are the loading screens from last year. So if somehow you did not purchase the base items from last year, you will have the chance to buy them this year. The theme last year was pretty much about Mr. Freeze. Then before that, we all got a whole bunch of stuff like the Altar of Isis, the Shrine of Isis, and all that good stuff. And then we got some Owen base items. If you want to make a Green Lantern base, these are exactly made for that. I made a video last year about the vendor showing a whole bunch of those base items, so I'll put a link to that video in the description down below. There's also a whole bunch of Apocalypse base items. You may have seen some of those on the broker, so if you were wondering, this is where they came from. So if you want to make a base inspired by the evil Darkseid and Apocalypse, there's a whole bunch of base items for that now. And there are some Superman inspired base items, some Kryptonian base items. So if you missed out on those, now's the time to get them. There's a whole bunch of evil damned base items. That's a pretty big one. That's a pretty cool stone seal. So there's a whole bunch of styles and base items you can get from that vendor, either to use with your character or to sell on the broker. People often ask, how can we make money on the broker? This would be one way: play survival mode and purchase base items from the vendor, and then sell those base items on the broker. So survival mode will last until September 21st, 2022. So you have 6 weeks in order to be able to enjoy survival mode and in order to be able to purchase the various rewards. So if you go into the on duty menu, you will see there is a tab called Survival Titans Training Sim. So this is the mission you have to play in order to get the data chips. And there are 30 ranks total. So obviously you start with the first rank and it goes up to rank 30. The other option to get data chips would be to go to the marketplace. You will see a tab called Limited Time. This is where you can go to purchase 50 data chips for $6. It is $6 if you are not a subscriber. If you are a subscriber, you get 10% off. So you can see it's $5.40 if you are a subscriber. So if somehow you cannot play survival mode for whatever reason, you can at the very least purchase data chips and then purchase some of the rewards you like from the survival mode vendor. You decide.